Okay, so pleasure to be here. My name is Alex. I recently joined Secret Labs as the new CEO, and my talk today is privacy ecosystems at play, right, which is pretty generic. So I'll try to cover some ground, which some of you will probably know, so it will be just, a lot of it you probably know, but it will be just a, refresher. And then we'll talk about what we are building in terms of privacy ecosystems. Okay, so I want to start, with the first principles, right? And what the guys here were talking about, this whole movement and all of the blockchain started back, the idea started much earlier than the actual technology. So we're talking about the cypherpunks manifesto from the 90s, I think. And one thing it says is privacy is the power to selectively reveal oneself to the world, right? And then if we move forward to the Bitcoin white paper, right? So chapter 10 talks specifically about privacy, right? And that turned out to be a big mistake, as we all know, right? Because Satoshi's idea was that anonymity, like they kind of mixed anonymity and pseudonymity, and what they thought was anonymous actually turned out to be pseudonymous. And we know what's going on today, right? So blockchain is essentially an open book with all those analytics companies digging the data, de-anonymizing people. I don't know if you guys heard about this company called Arkham Intelligence. Have you? It's a very funny project. I mean, what they're doing is they're paying people money for doxing blockchain addresses. So if you know the blockchain address of a famous person, you can get some money from those guys. So they're trying to build this list of known addresses. And chain analysis has been around for a very long time. Elliptic, Quantum, CipherTrace, TRM Labs, you name it, and they have become like de facto kind of police of this blockchain world, where they decide who is good and who is bad and who is connected and who is not connected, and they set the risk scores. And on top of that, we have guys who are probably less controversial but doing a lot of research. Nansen, it's a great company. One of the services is it allows you to follow trades of high-profile, successful traders, right? So it's good for people, probably not so good for traders who want to keep their strategies common, right? And of course, all the MEV thing, which is huge, over 60 to 70% of all the trades on Ethereum dexes in volume are coming from MEV bots. I don't know if you knew that, but that's the reality, right? And Flashbots is one of the pieces of infrastructure that actually allows that. Now they're moving to this new Suave infrastructure, which would keep the mempool private, but probably private from other people, but not private from Flashbots themselves. Anyway, blockchain is an open book, and this whole discussion, event here is about how this is solved. I'm just coming here from Cosmoverse, which is the Cosmos ecosystem event that was held in Istanbul. And I got a lot of questions there, like mixing up different things. And I think it's important that we set those two things separately. There is transactional privacy, right? Meaning when people send money to each other, we want to hide who is sending how much to what. In addition to that, and separately from that, is computational privacy, right? The smart contracts that are running on lots of different blockchains, it is very desirable to be able to hide the inputs and the outputs, right? And only putting those things together actually reaches the desired results of privacy. Okay, so we can talk a little bit about the solutions, right, which you all know. I used to be the CEO of Beam, and Beam is one of those layer one privacy coins, privacy blockchains. These are all transaction privacy solutions, right? We all know Monero, Zcash, Beam, Tornado Cash. Well, we all know the story, right? And there's a new one called Namada Interchain Privacy. All of those guys do transaction privacy solutions. Back in 2018, everybody was talking about transactional privacy as the next big thing in the blockchain. It didn't actually happen, right? Monero is more or less where it was. It's the biggest privacy coin protocol. Seems like just transactional privacy is just not enough, right? It's not enough on its own because most people don't care that much about it. And when if I care about the transaction, want to send something to somebody else, and I need to move them to another blockchain, it's very hard. So this didn't happen that much. So for computational privacy, there are different technologies available right now in the market, right? So and we put it in 3 axes. So this is the development difficulty, the computational cost, and the privacy guarantee. Okay, so on Ethereum, we just put like the EVM technology here with like almost zero privacy. And then here, somewhere in the middle, is the TEE, which is actually the technology of that scrt.network is using, which is trusted execution environment where everything is running inside an encrypted enclave. And it's pretty good, right? It's relatively easy to develop, not very high computational costs, and very good privacy guarantees. There are other technologies, right? MPC, blockchains like Partitia, maybe you guys know some more. ZKP projects like Aleo, Aztec, and many more who are doing this using ZKP, which is it's supposed to be much more difficult to develop. And then there's FHE, which has supposedly higher privacy guarantees, but it's still out there to be really developed and deployed, right? So there is like this whole zoo of 3-letter acronyms, and the question is whether there is one ring that will rule them all. Okay, and my answer is no. No. So there are different trade-offs for different applications. Sorry. Right? So if you think about securing a simple rock, paper, scissors game for 1 cent versus securing your institutional private keys or building $1 billion dark pools, then the privacy trade-offs would be different. The cost, the computation time required. So we believe that the future is multi-technology, right? And there are more applications which we are on the lookout for, and which we are encouraging community to build on, and that's why we're participating in hackathons and trying to find more and more use cases. But it's very clear that the trade-offs are different, and different privacy technologies will be needed. Okay, some more words about scrt.network. It's one of the oldest confidential blockchains with computational privacy. So layer 1 in Cosmos, running on Intel SGX. Development is done in Rust. Some statistics. Over 300,000 wallets. We have all kinds of applications running on the blockchain, starting from DeFi to private NFTs to sealed bid auctions to some gaming, and we are looking for more. And we have recently announced, and this ties up to this trade-off idea, we've recently announced that we're starting what we call the confidential computing constellation with the idea of exporting privacy to other ecosystems, right? So it's clear that it's pretty hard to move builders from one ecosystem to the other. People who are building on EVM or Solana are used to it, and they love that system, and they don't want to move to not necessarily want to move to 100% privacy blockchain. So what they actually need is a way to use certain private functions, private methods in some parts of their app. And this is what we are actually starting out to build. So we will be developing those privacy SDKs for different blockchains that will communicate with Secret Network and other networks in the constellation to receive those privacy solutions. So our latest network upgrade actually allows for this line over here, so Axelar GMP, Axelar General Message Passing. So we will be soon rolling out endpoints that will allow basic things like storing encrypted values, getting random values from secret, basic set operations, and then we'll be building out more high-level building blocks like voting, sealed bid auctions, and more as we discover more needs. So, and this actually, this constellation is started by Secret and also a sister project called Phoenix, which is developing the FHE encryption. And here we already see that different trade-offs will be available. So this SDK over here will let people choose actually how much they want to pay and how long they want to wait to get their privacy thing done, and to actually choose which kind of technology they want to use. And we will be seeking out and calling out for projects to join this constellation, right? In addition to that, we will be having app chains that will be running on this constellation and using privacy solutions natively right on Secret or others. Okay, so summing up, what we want to build is actually a full-fledged privacy ecosystem with transactional and computational privacy, supporting different trade-offs, interoperability, asset bridging. Most of those pieces are already present in our constellation. The last thing I put on here is compliance support. It's also important, I think, this ethos or this idea of having a fully private, fully cypherpunk thing that nobody can, learn anything about, or that it doesn't play well with compliance at all. It doesn't work out well. So today, many blockchains already have things like viewing keys, which Secret Network already allows for. So we believe this is also an important piece of a healthy privacy ecosystem, right? So benefits of joining the constellation for a project are here. So it's a shared gateway to other ecosystem, shared security. So say new app chains would be able to just use Secret Network's validators to secure their network. Economic ties between the networks through tokenomics exchanges, or through paying gas in one token, or rewarding validators. Existing users, existing tooling. And the constellation is, as I mentioned, suitable for L1 and L2 chains in the future. And to end, we believe that privacy is one of the key catalyzers of the next bull run, right? Along with the user experience, along with account abstraction, I think today's great DeFi and other products, they hit a certain glass ceiling in terms of adoption just because they're not private, and big players cannot really live with all their trades, strategies, and other things that they do, that it all is an open book and everybody can view and copy. That's it. Thank you very much. Please join our Twitter, X, and Telegram, and if there are any questions, happy to answer.